Can you see me then, Ned? I'm having trouble seeing you at the moment.
Oh, hell's bells, Dermot. You need to look at the screen. You can't just look to the webcam.
Oh, right you are, Ned.
Dermot, don't think just because we're in cyberspace that you're not still a man of the Lord. Where's your priest garb? Where's your clerical collar?
Oh, right. Well, Mrs. O'Boyle was very pacific about this. She said we've got to be sanitary. We've got to be clean. So I sat and pondered it, as I do. I thought, clean, clean, clean. And what's the first thing that came to mind? Mr. Clean doesn't get any cleaner than that.
Dermot, like I was trying to tell you before, it's very important that we look professional because...
Fathers?
Not now, Mrs. O'Boyle. Now, as I was trying to say...
I'll have a cup. I'll have a cup, please. You know, Ned, I can't take a single sip with this mask on.
Would you look at him there with his shiny earring and mucking about with his cup? Let me help you out, Father McDermott.
Oh. Thank you, Mrs. O'Boyle. You know, Ned, I heard of some fella in Indiana there said he trusts churches to do the right thing. Well, we're the churches, and I think a nice cup of tea is the right thing.
I agree with Father McDermott. Just because it's a global panhandle doesn't mean that we... Pandemic.
Pandemic.
Just because it's a global pandemonium, and why would our Lord be giving out on these darling creatures?
Mr. Spotty.
Just because it's a global pantomime doesn't mean we can't keep our spirits up. After all, you can't spell quarantine without tea. You'll have a cup. Go on. Go on, go on, go on.
Fine, I'll have a cup. But would you please let me discuss an urgent piece of business?
So I'll send it over in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail.
Right. So, as I was saying, I don't have much time because he's going to be logging in any minute. And now it's very important that you do exactly as I tell you.
Who's logging in then, Ned? Is it Father Zuckerberg, the cyber priest? I quite like his vlog.
No, Dermot, it's not Father Zuckerberg, or Father Jobs, or Father Gates, or Father Elon Musk, for crying out loud. It's...
Father Tully, you might want to hold on the sermonizing Bishop Brannigan's connecting.
What? Already? Oh, for God's sake!
Using the Lord's name in vain already, Father. But then again, isn't that your vanity is your specialty, isn't it, Tully? And that's exactly why I've called this meeting today. I imagine you'll quite like this proposal, in fact.
Bishop Brannigan, why be weighing all the worries of the world before you've had a nice cup of tea? You will have a cup.
I'm fine, thank you. I have urgent business.
You will have a cup. It's nice and hot.
A lot of good that'll do, with me being on the mainland and you being on Perpendicular Island. But how in God's name?
Right so. I'll leave you to it. Time to sanitize.
But how did she... Oh, never mind. Now, where's Finn? I wanted to deliver the news to the 3 of you.
The bishop! Feck!
Mr. Spotty!
Mr. Grotte!
Oh, very well. 2 out of 3 will have to suffice. As you know, the world is in turmoil. The government has ordered that for the safety of all citizens, large gatherings be cancelled. However, it is important that the church take a stance. While we will be cancelling most services across Ireland, we must still make a strong demonstration of faith. We have God on our side, and through him, all things are possible, including public worship. Now, due to the remote nature of Perpendicular Island, it's been deemed that your parish is at the lowest risk for COVID-19 infection, given the lack of contact with the mainland. Therefore, you will hold an in-person mass this Sunday.
But no, Bishop, isn't it that dangerous anyway? I mean, after all, on the telly they said that even people not showing symptoms could potentially spread the contagion.
Bollocks! You'll be fine, Tully. Look at the Americans. They're holding services en masse, and they're perfectly well. Besides, look at it this way. You have a grand opportunity. The whole of God's church will look to you. Yes, you, as an example in these trying times.
Well, now, when you put it that way.
Yes, Tully. Now, I'll be in touch with you very soon. You have 3 days to plan the service. Now, Father McDermott, what's with your get-up? Where is your clerical collar?
Why, what now?
I'd leave it, Bishop. He's seen one too many Mr. Clean commercials.
Right you are, Ned.
Yet I suppose I'll put you in charge of sanitizing all the surfaces in the church. Can you handle that?
Why, Bishop, I'm glad you asked. It was the task I was put on this earth to complete, to scrub down God's holy flock.
Now, Tully, this is a mission of great importance, so it goes without saying. Don't make a balls of it.
Oh, well now, you can count on me, Bishop. Absolutely, sir.
All according to plan. Those 3 idiots on Perpendicular Island have been a thorn in my side for far too long. Those dimwits will never suspect that their sacramental wine will have been tainted with this liquid coronavirus. I've already had one of my little birds on the island taint their whole supply. After this Sunday, there will be no Perpendicular Island to speak of, and I'll never have to clean up after those cabbages ever again.
You know, I was really getting used to the contemplative life. Finally, some time to sit and reflect, read William Shatner's Tech Wars. I didn't have to be in the same room as either Finn or Dermot or Mrs. O'Boyle. I could hardly remember they existed, save for the occasional feck echoing through the parish house. Feck! But being the face of the Catholic Church worldwide, I suppose I could get used to that. In fact, star reporter Sharon O'Riordan should be logging in any minute now to interview us for the big story. Me, on the telly, social distancing be damned. Now, where's Dermot? We're supposed to start this interview any minute. Oh, Dermot, if I've explained it once, I've explained it 1,000 times. Close, far away. Close, far away.
Oh, right, Ned. So, for the interview, do you suppose my normal speaking voice is too slow? Should I be talking faster?
What in God's name do you mean, Dermot?
Well, it's called a Zoom meeting, so I should be talking faster, right?
Hell's bells, Dermot. No, Zoom is just the name of the application. Now, just talk normally. In fact, don't talk at all. Maybe just smile. And don't drift. Remember to use the sand sit on the duct tape marks that Mrs. O'Boyle set for you.
Right, Ned.
Hello, fathers. Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, you're coming in quite well.
Grand so. Well, I'm Sharon O'Riordan.
Oh, he knows who you are. Never misses the program.
Well, I am something of a fan.
He even records it so he can rewatch old episodes whenever he likes.
Well, I like to keep tabs on the world events, you know, so that I might take a more worldly perspective as I prepare Mass each week.
That's right. He says he requires absolute focus when he rewatches old episodes, so he hauls the VCR into his private office and locks the doors and says that me and Father Finn mustn't disturb him for any reason. I think he must be praying when he goes in there.
Dermot!
I think his hands get roughed up from all the praying because he's always bringing with him a wee bottle of lotion when he's going in his office and
Dermot!
watching your show and praying for the world.
That's enough!
Fathers, I log in to check on you on the Zoom here, and what do I find? You're consorting with one of them cam girls. Oh, I've heard all about them.
Oh, no, you're mistaken. You see, I'm Sharon O'Riordan from Channel 4.
Oh, I've heard all about them. They can't make a decent living keeping house or serving teas, so they go on the World Wide Web and they dance for men, the lecherous.
No, Mrs. O'Boyle, she's from the news. She's interviewing us about the Mass this Sunday.
And the men throw credit cards at them so they'll take off their clothes as they dance, the cretins. Decent women serve teas, but not strip tea.
Mrs. O'Boyle! Sharon, Miss O'Riordan is certainly not a cam girl. She usually has a cameraman, in a manner of speaking, but she's a respected journalist. Now, if you'd please log off and let us get on with the interview.
Fine. But don't be expecting any teas from me anytime soon, eh? You must be perfectly satisfied with hers. Strip teas, indeed.
Oh, God. Sharon, I am so sorry for that.
It's fine. In my line of work, we draw the ire of many a housekeeper, but it's worth it to fulfill the mission of journalism. Now, why don't we get started with the interview? Shall we? Are you both ready?
All right, so, and now Dermot, now don't forget, don't talk, just smile.
Hello, I'm Sharon O'Riordan with Up Your Alley and Top of the Morning to you viewers. We're here interviewing Father Ted Nully from the Perpendicular Island Parochial House, which, as you know, is making quite the buzz on the news circuit as of late. I was able to secure this exclusive interview so that we might hear a bit more about the Perpendicular Island church service this Sunday. Could you tell us a bit about it, Father?
Well, it's Ned Tully, actually.
Oh.
And the perspective of the church is that what the world needs in these trying times is communion. And as you know, you can't spell communion without community. Well, of course, except for the TY, obviously. But what I mean is, now it's basically the same spelling, but you see, you just changed the bollocks! Oh, sorry, you can edit that out, right? Oh, no, well now, sure now, the doctors and the nurses, they help us on the physical front. But now, what about the spiritual front, eh? You've heard of herd immunity, I imagine. Well, now, this is sort of a flocking immunity. And I, as the priest here on Perpendicular Island, will see to it that my flock is shepherded into the kingdom of heaven.
I see. Good. That's good. And so was the decision to hold Mass this Sunday sent down to you from your superiors?
Well, now, in a manner of speaking, it was a decision given by the man upstairs, you know. God. But I know what you mean there. Well, you see, the bishop now, he really values my input on this sort of thing. They were all against it at first, of course. But I suppose my passion has a sort of rallying effect on the people.
Right. So I do have one more question, Father.
Oh, cool. Right ahead.
Father, who do you think you are?
Well, come again.
Who do you think you are to endanger the lives of your parishioners in the wake of a global pandemic? Do you not realize the gravity of this decision to risk the lives of Perpendicular Islanders just to improve your standing in the church? Well, it's clear you have nothing to say for yourself. I'm Sharon O'Riordan with Up Your Alley, Gotcha, from Channel 4. After this commercial break, we'll have more details on the renegade priest of Perpendicular Island, public enemy number 1, Ted Nully.
Again, that's Ned Tully.
Oh, of course, my mistake. Renegade priest of Perpendicular Island, public enemy number 1, Ned Tully.
Oh, but wait! It wasn't my idea. I love to quarantine and I'd socially distance for the rest of my days if I could, and I'd be fine with it. The bishop is making me do it. Bollocks, she disconnected, didn't she?
She really got you, huh, Ned? Say, when this episode airs, will you be keeping the tape? I want to watch this one again and again.
Mrs. O'Boyle, what to do? I've been publicly humiliated across all of Ireland now. But if we don't do it, then we're going to be in for a right earful from the bishop.
Oh, now, Father Tully, it's not so bad. There were only 2 bricks thrown through the window, and the second one went through the same hole as the first, so we only have to buy 1 new pane of glass. Now, the first one here reads, "Flatten the curve, bad priests." Must have had a hell of an arm, you'll pardon my language, Father, to toss that from a social distance. But some of the parishioners seem very supportive of your decision to hold Mass. The second one here says, "Free perpendicular island." Right on, Father Ned. You can't. Now, why would they be calling you a cunt? How vulgar. And where's the rest of the message? Ah, here we go. You tell 'em. Lion media fake news. You see, Father, very supportive.
But still, I just don't know what to do. Hold Mass or not hold Mass. God, I never would have chosen the priesthood if I'd have known there were such hard decisions to be made.
Ned, we've got a bit of a problem.
Oh, for God's sake, Dermot, what is it now?
Well, I was preparing the church for your flock, and, well, things started off all right. I wiped down the flocking pews and the flocking pulpit and flocking everything. I replaced the holy water with hand sanitizer so we could have germ-free baptisms even. But then I was going to mix in some disinfectant into the sacramental wine so no one would get sick, you see. But it's all gone. The whole cask is drained.
The sacramental wine is gone. But how?
Drink!
Oh, God, I'm not sure why I didn't make that connection myself. Well, if the wine is gone, at least we have the communion wafers.
About that, Ned.
Dermot.
Well, you know the host is my favorite part of communion, Ned.
Dermot.
And once I start, I can't stop. I can eat the most host of anyone.
Dermot, that's the body of our Lord, not a packet of crisps.
Well, he's as good as Pringles, Ned. You can't have just one.
Tully, I trust the preparations are going well for tomorrow's Mass. Anything to report?
Well, Bishop, you see, the thing is...
Tully, I told you not to bollocks this up.
Well, now, Father Finn and Father McDermott made a right balls of it, Bishop. Sir, you see, Dermot's eaten all of the communion wafers.
He ate the host outside of Mass? The Egypt. But you still have the wine, yes?
Drink!
Father Finn drank it all, didn't he? Tully, I trusted you with this one simple thing. Now everything's ruined. The only good to come of this is that at least I'll be rid of one of you Egypts.
Rid of one of his Egypts. What do you mean by that?
That drunkard drank every last drop of the wine, right? Did he drink every last drop of this? Right now, Father Finn's body is flooded with pathogens. He doesn't have a snowball's chance in hell of making it through this. Kidding, of course. It's just a big joke. I certainly didn't poison the communion wine. I don't take any responsibility.
Oh, so it was all just a ruse to begin with, eh, Bishop Brannigan? Wanted to get rid of the old tickos on the island, and the islanders as well. Well, too bad. We'll get Finn to hospital, and then we'll have a nice word with the authorities about all this mess.
You have no evidence. It's my word against yours.
Ned, can I interrupt for a minute? I've been holding it in the whole time. I tried to stop the conversation by pressing the big red circle on my screen there when we got started, but everyone kept talking, so I've just been sitting here.
God love you, Dermot. You've recorded the whole thing. You even recorded the bishop's confession.
You cabbage! Never mind. You all will never catch me.
Didn't mean to be eavesdropping, Father. I know it's a sin, but I couldn't help but overhear the conversation. It was attempted murder, wasn't it? Well, anyway, I did notify the authorities, so as you can report it nice and proper just in case.
Open up! It's the police!
Ah, bollocks.
I'm Sharna Reardon with Up Your Alley, and we're here with an update in the ongoing saga of the renegade priest. It seems that Father Ned Tully, succumbing to immense media pressure, has come up with quite the solution to satisfy all parties. It seems he'll be live streaming the Mass to all his parishioners. We now go live, streaming to Perpendicular Island.
Hello. Hello, everyone. Can you hear me all right? Good, good. Now make sure you're all on mute. Now what a week we've all had. But I'm glad we could come together in the spirit of the church. You see, it's not just this building, but it's anywhere our flock can congregate. And so we're bringing the whole flock and parish into cyberspace. Now just a reminder, if you're wanting a baptism or absolution, I'll be standing on the front step of the parochial house with a super soaker water cannon full of the holy water. Wednesdays, 4 to 6 p.m. Confessions will be drive-through, and Mrs. O'Boyle will throw in a cup of tea and a sandwich for the truly repentant. Now, may we all pray for Bishop Brannigan, who is on house arrest. But it serves him right anyway for trying to infect us all. Now he has to stay at home all the time, in total isolation. Oh, what a punishment. And of course, Father Finn, who is now being praised as a sort of medical hero. The doctors say he has complete and mysterious immunity. They're in trial runs for a vaccine made from Finn's own blood. Now, there do seem to be some unfortunate side effects in the form of peculiar verbal tics. But nevertheless, I hear the Vatican is considering him for eventual sainthood, for the miraculous curing of a worldwide plague and all. Now imagine that. One of Perpendicular Island's own. A saint of God.
Girls!
Father Finn, no! Cut the broadcast.